Hello everybody, this is Kathy Tolliver. Here I am once more again. I'm coming to you because I have something to say. The topic today is loneliness. Let me take this to the bridge. Like in the song, take it to the bridge. Loneliness. Man, loneliness is a serious emotion. It's an isolation, loneliness. You have people in nursing homes who's lonely. You can be married, you can be single, you can be in a crowd of people. You can have a boyfriend, you can have a girlfriend, you can have all the money that you want. You can be in church, any kind of situation, and still be lonely. Loneliness can cause you to do detrimental things. That's why it is so important. It's so important to hook up and connect with people in your life to keep you from that place. Now let me tell you today, one thing I found out about loneliness, because I get there too. I have a lot of stuff going on in my life, but I still get lonely. I have a lot of things happening in my life, but I get lonely too. So I want to tell you today that God has not forgotten about any of us. And that's so important. So when loneliness comes upon you, what do? Loneliness can cause people to commit suicide. Loneliness can cause people to get on some serious drugs. Loneliness can cause people to just want to jump ship. But we don't have to do that today. I'm encouraging somebody today. Find somebody, yoke up with somebody. When I'm feeling, a lot of reasons that I do these videos is because if I'm feeling a certain way, I assume somebody else is feeling a certain way. But when loneliness happens in your life, when loneliness comes, it's not time to jump ship. Loneliness, everybody wants to be loved. Everybody wants affection. Everybody wants attention. Everybody wants somebody to tell them that everything is going to be all right. But can you swallow your pride and tell somebody, you don't know what they're going through. They may have the biggest glued on smile in the world, but you don't know what they're dealing with. You need to stop and you need to tell people, even you that I'm talking to, let people know that, hey, I know that you may be feeling some way. I know that you may be going through something, but it's not the end of the world. One of the things that I found out about God, and I'm going to end with this. One of the things that I found out is that whatever your purpose is in life, God knew from the beginning what He was assigning to your life. Everything that's attached to you, God already knew. He knew before you entered into your mother's womb. Now check this out. God took Saul, made him Paul. And then Paul, God called him to do a mission. He sent him to Rome and Judea and all those places. But guess what happened? Guess what else was assigned to Paul when he became Paul? 5 times he received 39 lashes. 5 times he was beaten. 3 times he was beaten with rods in Rome. One time his enemies just, overtook him. He was beaten with iron. He was beaten with iron. Y'all ain't hearing me. He spent night and day out on the sea. He experienced that. He faced dangers all the time. Dangers that he had no control of. You know what else happened? He had to labor in hardship. He had sleepless nights. He didn't have food many of the times. He was cold. And he was just abandoned. He was left alone. But you know what God did with Paul? When Paul was incarcerated, God visited him. Look what was assigned to Paul's life. Paul loved God, Paul served God, but look at all the anguish that was assigned to his life. There are things that's assigned to your life, but it's not too big for God. But listen to this. The things that are assigned to your life, God is going to visit you when you feel that it's too much for you to bear. You've lost a loved one. You have gone through all kinds of chaos in your life. But those things were assigned to your life. God called Paul. When He called Paul, He knew that when He sent Paul, all of these horrible things was going to happen to him. But Paul remained faithful. Well, it's hard to remain faithful when you're going through, but it's not impossible. So that is why it is so important to hook up and connect with people. Let people know that you have their back. And if you're watching and you know somebody else is going through, you need to make your way over to them and let them know that it's not the end of the world. Depression, oppression, mental illness, anxiety, All of that. God knew all of that was going to be assigned to your life before you came into this world. God knew that your heart was going to be broken before you came into this world. God knew that you were going to be betrayed. God knew that you were going to be kicked out in the cold. He knew you were going to be evicted from your home. He knew your car was going to be repossessed. All of those things are attached, were assigned to your life. So let me tell you, that's why the Lord says, think it not strange when things happen to you, because he already knew. But look at the beautiful thing that God said. God will transform us from an inset to an iron. He's awesome, y'all. And I just want to encourage you today. You may be lonely today, but you're not alone. You may feel like the whole world is against you, but it's not. The word says when your father and mother forsake you, then the Lord will do what? He will pick you up. God won't leave us lonely. He will not leave us lonely. We probably can't find where the water is, but we can go to the one who has the water, and he will lead us where we need to go. So I'm encouraging you, everybody. I'm encouraging you to encourage somebody else. I'm encouraging you to help somebody else. I'm encouraging you to get off your high horse and stop saying because it's me or because whomever that you can't hear what I have to say. I have a word from God, and he's been speaking in my life, and it can change your life if you would hear what I have to say. So to all of you who's waving at me, Daryl, Maurice, Deborah, Ivory, all of y'all, I love you. I don't know you, but I love you. And if I know you, I love you. But please know that whatever you're going through, it was assigned to your life to get you where you need to go. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all of your ways, acknowledge God, and he will direct your path. Loneliness, you're not by yourself. You need to go and put your arms around somebody, because people are doing things out of hurt. Y'all know the saying, hurt people hurt people. Hurting people hurt people. So get yourself to the place where you know that God's going to have your back, because he does. I love you all. Please know that you don't have to be alone. Know that you're not lonely. Well, you may be lonely, but you're not alone. I'm coming to encourage you. Study the book of Acts. Study the book of Acts. And God is faithful, and he is just. You're not alone. Get encouraged. All right, everybody? That's my grandson in the background. That means it's time to go. Be encouraged.